the rest of the year is disappearing even as we sit here. Anyway, big shout out to Rebecca on her journey down to Cornwall. Well, and what news of our invention in an hour?
Well, this is basically, it's, I won't say exactly what it is, but it's been described as a contact lens for the ear for hearing. So you can work out what it is. It's an invisible... I'll tell you what it is. It's an invisible hearing aid.
You crack under a lot of pressure there.
I do. Just you looking at me scares me.
An invisible...
It's the world's first invisible hearing aid.
Excellent. That is in an hour. You'll need to know that from Rebecca. Thank you very much indeed. So now look, it's 6:30, on the cusp of 6:31, and you told us pretty much, having said you weren't going to, but you did tell us about a very interesting innovation which you have for us this week. What's our invention?
Well, for many people with hearing problems, one of the biggest barriers to wearing a hearing aid is not wanting to be seen to be wearing one. Now, there's a solution to that. It's the world's first invisible hearing aid that you can wear for 3 months at a time without ever taking it out. It's called the Phonak Lyric hearing device, and we can talk to the audiologist Paul Checkley from Harley Street Hearing, which is involved in introducing it to the UK. Hello, Paul.
Hello.
So how big an issue is there with current hearing aids, people not wanting them to show?
Well, I mean, interestingly, a chap who we saw this morning who has been bullied at school through wearing hearing aids, people, in the way that glasses have become almost a fashion accessory, people still feel quite concerned about people knowing that they have a hearing loss.
And so you've got this tiny one. Just show Simon how small it is.
It's very small.
Which is invisible. I can't see it. Have a look at it a little bit closer.
It's what is about a centimetre? How big is it?
Yeah, it's actually 14 millimetres long.
14 millimetres.
It looks like two of those little ear buddies that you have for headphones.
Absolutely.
Really soft
it's very squidgy, so it feels very comfortable in the ear canal. And that's the reason that it can be worn for a long period of time.
So it goes right into the ear canal?
Right into the ear canal, about 4 millimetres away from the eardrum. You can wear it for sleeping, you can wear it in the shower and so on. It's really, people are calling it the contact lens for the ear because it enables you to hear but you don't feel as though you're wearing a hearing aid.
Why hasn't this been done before? It seems so obvious.
The material that the instrument's made out of allows it to stay in the ear for longer, plus because it stays deeper in the ear canal, the battery life on normal hearing aids is only about a week, but because this hearing aid sits quite deep in the ear canal, it means that the battery life is much longer, so we can now leave it in there for 3 months.
I'm assuming you can't take it out and put it in yourself, so how do you adjust the volume if you want to?
There's a little controller, which I can also show you, which is also very tiny, which allows you
it's like
to...
a key fob.
Yeah. It allows you to up and down the volume of the hearing instrument. It also allows you to turn it on and off, and also you can make the instrument acoustically transparent, which feels pretty much as though you don't have a hearing aid in.
So you don't have to change the batteries yourself, but you do have to go and see someone every 3 months, which I suppose could be a bit of a pain, you know.
Yeah, it's a very quick appointment. It's just a case of taking one hearing instrument out and putting a new one in, so it's actually quite quick. And this is being rolled out right around the country, so there's going to be lyric audiologists right throughout the country too.
Who can benefit from this?
People with what we would call a sort of moderate to severe hearing loss. So anybody who has a hearing loss in that range will do pretty well with the lyric. It's worth, if anybody does have a hearing loss, it's worth checking out with an audiologist to see whether or not that's going to be appropriate for you. We need to do various measurements and so on to check.
And what's been the feedback on the people who've used it so far?
Really excellent so far. People, interestingly, when I first started fitting the instrument, I thought the only thing was going to be the fact that it was a good cosmetic instrument, but we've had a lot of feedback about this quality of sound, and I think that's really because the instrument's fitted so deep in the ear canal that we get really good quality of sound as well as the cosmetic.
I do have to say this to you, it's not cheap, is it? How does it compare price-wise with an ordinary hearing aid?
Well, interestingly, again, another first, this instrument is on a subscriction basis, so it works out, and it's going to vary region.
It's so expensive you have to subscribe to it.
It'll vary from around 140 to 120 to about 150 per month.
Right,
and 60 years.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not cheap, but because of the benefits, people are very willing to.
Over how long would you pay that for?
However long you wanted to hear, really.
Oh, right, so you don't actually own it ever, you just sort of rent it?
Absolutely, which is also a good thing in itself, because it means that new technology, and there's a lot of research going on to improve the product, so any new technology and any new innovations you immediately benefit from.
And the price will come down over time, one would hope, as the technology improves.
Maybe.
Okay. So how can people find out more?
The best thing is to go to phonaklyric.com, which is a website, and on that website you'll also be able to choose your area, put in your postcode, and find the audiologist.
And Phonak is Phonak.
Phonak.
Lyric,
exactly.
one word.
Phonak, it's phonak-lyric.com.
Okay, fantastic. Paul Checkley from Harley Street Hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you very much indeed. And a shout out to Rebecca as she goes off on a very exciting trip tomorrow to go and see Bellowhead.